At long last, Lyn arrives in the land of her mother's birth. Lycia is a federation of territories, each one ruled by a powerful marquis. Now, Lyn takes her leave of one of these territories, Araphen, and sets out to meet her grandfather, the Marquis of Caelin. However, the Marquis's brother, Lundgren, hungers to rule Caelin. He is preparing a deadly welcome for Lyn, who stands to threaten his grasp for power. Chapter 6, Blood of Pride. Hi everyone, I'm Cendril. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem 7, Blazing Sword. What city is this? This is Araphen. After Artisa, it's the second biggest city in Lycia. Second biggest, It does seem awfully busy. By the way, where's Kent? He said he was going ahead to the castle, but... Ah, here he comes now. Milady Lindis, let us proceed to the castle. They prepared supplies for us. The Marquis has agreed to aid us on our journey to Caelin. He's going to help us? Yes. Araphen and Caelin have enjoyed a sturdy friendship for many years. Once I informed the Marquis of our plight, he agreed to lend us his strength. Looks like we got a smooth road ahead. If we could pick up some soldiers, the road to Caelin would be that much safer. I'm truly sorry for hardships you've suffered so far. Don't be silly. You're so capable, Kent. Kent? Oh, and so are you, Zane. Of course I am. The castle awaits. So that's good news, right? This is terrible! The castle was burning! What did you say? What's happening? Smoke from the castle! Hey! What are those men doing? Who are you? You're Lindis, aren't you? What did you... No questions. Prepare yourself. Hey! And that's a crit. Tell by the spinning of the arrow. What? An arrow? Who are... Milady Lindis! Are you alright? I'm fine. This man saved me. May I ask your name? Wait! Why did you help me? I thought a Cicad plainswoman was being attacked. I was mistaken. No! You were right! I'm Cicad! Cicad! I'm Lyn, the daughter of the Lorca chieftain. The Lorca? There were survivors? Yes. You should leave at once. A blaze has started in the castle, and it's spreading. Don't be foolish and waste the life I just saved. You're from the castle? What's happening? How severe is the fire? Is the Marquis safe? The castle is under attack, and the Marquis has been accosted. The man who attacked you was probably one of the marauders. As captain of the castle guard, it's my duty to rescue the Marquis. I see. Alright then, we'll help you. Milady? Why? These brigands are after me. If they're attacking the castle, it's because of me. So I must help if I can. Sounds like you're involved somehow. Let's go.
You'll accept our aid?
Rath, I am Rath of the Kuto. Our tribes may be different, but I will not abandon a woman of the Sake.
Thank you, Rath. 1,000 blessings upon you.
And 1,000 curses upon our enemy.
Come! You! What are you doing in my house?
Peace! I mean no danger to you.
Your home offers a good view of the battle outside.
Look, I'll pay you for the privilege. Please?
Like a vulture waiting for the spoils, huh? Terrible.
Pay up! I'll be hiding below, so don't bother me.
I wouldn't dream of it. Now then, which side has the most to offer?
Once the Marquis is safe, my men can move in. Perhaps the secret passageway.
Secret passageway?
An underground tunnel leading to the throne room. There are triggers in the barracks that will open the tunnel.
Head through the passage to the throne room and rescue the Marquis. Once that's done, can you drive the enemy from the castle?
We can release those triggers. My men and I can handle the rest. 3 triggers, though. All 3 need to be released, or the entrance won't open.
But the doors to the barracks are locked.
The enemy's within. If we don't get inside and finish them, we're stuck.
So opening these doors is our first objective.
The goal of this chapter is to open the doors and reach the 3 triggers located inside. To open doors, you need door keys, or the services of a thief. Alright, everybody.
What shall we do, Cendril?
Well, I think I saw a thief-looking person head to that village up north, that house.
We don't have any keys with us. Perhaps some of the marauders are carrying keys?
There may be times when you're unsure how to proceed. Start by checking status on the map menu. Visiting homes or villages is also a good way to get information. Who knows what hints you might find? Let's try visiting a house. Please select Lynn. And now we begin the tutorial section for chapter 6. Oh, it's that music. Hey, you!
Can I talk to you? Who are you?
I'm Matthew, a specialist in acquisitions of all kinds. Would you like to buy my services?
I've no need for a thief.
Actually, as your tactician, Lindus, I think we could use him.
Really? And how do you plan on opening the barrack doors? What? How did you know about...
Bullseye. I like this guy. Don't be mad, hire me. For you, I'll even lower my normal rate. That's very generous of him.
I do need these doors opened. Okay, you're hired. Why did you choose to ally yourself with me?
I was watching the battle from up above. Your group looked like a lot more fun than the dead guy. Pretty simple, really. If Matthew brings up a great point.
You're so odd.
Time to get to work. The thief Matthew has joined your group. This is Matthew. Say hi to Matthew. Thieves have picks, which they use to open doors and chests. Picks are usable by thieves alone. Only thieves know how to use lockpicks. Time to open that door. Select Matthew. Pardon, you're Cendril, right? I'm Matthew. Oh, nice to meet you, Matthew. Oops, sorry. There we go. When you have a thief and you need to unlock something, you'll see door, for example. You'll see the thing you want to unlock. And you just select it. Door's been opened. With that, you can see inside the room behind the door. Within the room, there's a different colored tile. Tiles that seem different in some way might be the triggers we're looking for. They're the triggers we're looking for. Select Rath, move him to that tile, and order him to wait. Triggers can be released by having allied units wait on them. So we'll get him to do that. That takes care of the first one. 2 more to go. Oh, what do we have here? This is a treasure chest. Treasure chests can only be opened with a chest key. This guy has a door key. Door keys, as you see, are a one-time use, and they can open a door. I don't know if anybody has a chest key. I doubt it. Nope, we'll have to have Matthew pick the lock. Or it can be opened with a thief. Speaking of thieves, let's go over Matthew first. Jack of all trades who can pick locks and learn secrets. A cheery thief, his casual demeanor belies his skill. I really like Matthew, although sometimes the RNG just makes it to where he's not that great. Hopefully we'll have a good run with Matthew, because there are a few thieves in this game. He's the one I want to use. I just really like Matthew. Thieves typically use swords. In a few games they have another trick where they can get knives, but typically they use swords. So he has an iron sword on him, and he also has lockpick. As you see, lockpicks have 15 uses, and once they're done, that's it. So we'll want to get Matthew another lockpick when we can. Usable only by thieves. He has a D rank in swords, which is nice. And now I'll throw up Matthew's stat growths. Thieves typically have okay HP growth. He has a 75, which is actually pretty good. A lower strength growth. But what a thief typically gets a ton of is speed. And lots of it. And you see, Matthew has a 70 speed growth, so expect him to get speed a lot. And that's really important in this game. And a few others. When we get to the other thing that thieves can do, it'll make more sense why. Thieves typically double, but they don't hit that hard. As you see, Matthew only has a strength of 4, and he only has a 30 strength growth. This is where the RNG is really going to come into play. If Matthew can get some strength on this run, you'll see just how deadly a thief can be. If that doesn't happen, though, thieves still have their uses. You just won't be using them to really attack that often. 7 con, which is pretty good. Thieves typically have below average defensive growths, with a defensive growth of 25 and a resistance growth of 20 for Matthew. But they typically get a lot of skill. That's what I get for trying to combine speed and skill into one word. They typically get a lot of skill. Matthew's 40% skill growth, that's a little low to me. I kind of figured it would be higher. But thieves typically get a lot of skill and a lot of speed. And typically some luck. But lower on the attack, the strength, and defensive stats. So there's a thief. The main thing thieves do is lockpick and something else that we'll get to a little later. Our other new party member we got is Rath. Rath is a nomad. He also starts at level 7, so he has some pretty good stats. Strength of 8, skill of 9, speed of 10, and 7 defense. And he also has 7 movement because he's on horseback. A young hired sword from the Kutola tribe. Civilian Plaguesman with good movement, armed with bows. If this class interests you when I'm all said and done explaining it, then you're going to be using Rath, because I'm going to tell you now, he is the only one in the game. He is the only nomad in the game that you can use anyway. You know, there may be enemy ones I don't remember too well, but for your purposes, he's the only one you're getting. So He comes with a short bow, which improves critical hit rate. It is a D bow, has a might of 5, hit of 75, or hit of 85, sorry. Weight of 3, it's very light too, and 10 critical. We compare that to the iron bow, it has more might, less weight, and 10 critical. So it trumps the iron bow in every way. The only thing is, it only has 22 uses. So you have to be careful when you really want to use it. It also has 1 less might than the iron bow, but that's what the 10 critical is for. A nice bow, limited uses. And again, you have to have a D rank in bows to use it. And he has a C. I'll throw up Rath's stat gross now. Nomads are a weird thing in the Fire Emblem series. They are few and far between, and they're typically called something different every single time. It's like the people that have the Fire Emblem franchise throughout the years just can't decide what to do with it. Sometimes they're called Bow Knights, sometimes they're called, what's the old term for the nomads? They were, not hunters. I believe horsemen? Something like that? My memory fails me, I apologize. But regardless, you don't get a lot of them. Especially as you go forward in the series. You get 1, typically. In this game, this is it. In other ones, maybe you get 3 or 4, but then they end up not being that good, to be honest. Rath here is an exception, and he kind of starts the trend of where they can be good, at least that I can remember. 80% HP growth, he's typically going to get HP. Probably get strength too at a 50% growth, and speed at a 50% growth. Skill at 40. Expect him to keep that 7 defense, because he has a 10% defensive growth. So very low. And a 25 resistant growth, it's okay. He's going to get more than likely skills, strength, skill, and speed. So he's going to double enemies, hit hard, and probably hit with the skill. Treat him like an archer because he's not going to get all that much defense. Rath is a good unit. I want to say that. He is, and you just have to be careful about putting him in harm's way because his defense, while good now, isn't going to last. I don't like him though. I don't know why. I don't know if it's his attitude or what. And yes, I know he saved Len, which should give him a ton of brownie points with me, considering how much I like Len. But I don't know. There's just something about him that I just don't like. Yes, he can hit like a truck, but eventually that defense just not kicking in is just such a detriment to me. He's good if you want to use the only nomad, so you have a archer with high movement that's on horseback. Please use him. Try him out. I want to make that point perfectly clear. He is a good unit. He's not an excellent unit, but he is a good unit. Don't be afraid to use him. It's just, for me, I don't know, I've kind of had bad luck with him in the past, and I don't know, just don't feel like using him too much. So, guess who's getting that short bow? Alright, with the character explanations out of the way, which took quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to, let's start this chapter. I don't know if we'll get through the chapter in this in one go. Might be the first episode that happens. Visit this house. So, what's your weapon of choice? Swords, lances, spears, or do you favor bows or magic? Staffs? Whatever it may be, the more you use it, the more skilled you become. Swinging your sword about will allow you to master it. Eventually, you'll be able to wield weapons of greater power. It's as they say, practice makes perfect. You can check your skill level by pressing the R button, which I've shown off before. Alright. We're going to have I'm gonna have Rath probably visit this village. Let's have... Don't remember what's in that village. Well, we gotta take care of a few bandits first, so let's start there. You. You're using a sword. Lance. One damage. Good. I like seeing that. You can use your lance. Hit. And again with the 1 damage. Alright. You're gonna need a new lance. That's going to have to happen. Will can kill this guy. Good. And that gets Will level. Come on, Will. Strength, skill, defense. Nice. Good, good. Yeah, put Urk here. And that's a kill for him. Good. Visit this house. We can't do business with all the fighting in town. You're mercenaries, right? Can't you do something? Huh? Can't get the barracks open. Bet a thief with a set of picks could open any door you needed. Hold on, may have something here to help you. Here it is. This is it. 1 door key. Door keys can only be used once, but anyone can use them. Here, no charge. Now don't get those thugs, will ya? So now we have a door key. Hooray! Here we have a soldier. I think it's the first time we've seen a soldier. An average soldier who has no special abilities. They're just generic soldiers that typically use lances, I believe. As you can see, feel free to look at the stats and laugh. The lance will give them some punch. But, yeah, the stats. That generic soldiers are just that. You take the door key. Alright, enemy's turn. Now the enemies are going to stay guarding the doors. Hey, lest my eyes deceive me, that's a chest. Say, Cendril, since we came all this way, let's say we help ourselves. I'm game. Huh? What do you mean, no? Don't be such a bore. You want to win, you gotta use every means at your disposal. That's an ironclad rule. Yeah, I know stealing's bad. I am well aware of that. We're saving the marquee, right? Let's just call this an advance on our reward, okay? I like the way Matthew thinks. Thieves can use their picks to open chests. And trust me, there's nothing wrong with picking chests in Fire Emblem. You will want to. Every time you see a treasure chest. Move Matthew onto the chest, and the chest command will appear. Choose this command, and the contents of the chest become yours. Why don't we see what we can find? Go ahead and select Matthew. Change your mind? Hurrah! Treasure time! Treasure time! Indeed! Inside this chest, we find an angelic robe, a great item. Hey, this is an angelic robe! This is good for those of us on the less robust side. Like me, for example. Magic items like this that increase one's abilities vanish after being used. Give them to the people who need them most. Don't fret too much about it, or you'll never use them. Simply holding on to a useful item does no one any good. An angelic robe increases a character's max HP by a small amount. It's not so small. Select the item on the item list and use it. To view more detailed information on items, press the R button on the item list. Thief has the skill to open doors and chests, right? That ability can only be utilized if the thief has a set of picks. The number next to an item is the number of times the item can be used before it breaks. We know that already. Increase HP by a max of 7 points. Vanishes after use. Yes, the Angelic Robe gives you 7 HP. It'll give you 7 max HP. It won't give you the 7. You'll have to heal that back up. Please keep that in mind. But it increases a unit's max HP by 7. Angelic Robes are, if I can remember right, in every Fire Emblem game in some shape, way, fashion, or form. Sometimes they're called slightly different. But they are all equally useful. Angelic Robes, like Matthew said, is a one-time use. You can also see that by the 1/1. Use it once and then it's gone forever. In some Fire Emblem games, there are lots of stat boosting items. In some, there's not. Sadly, Fire Emblem 7 is one case where there is not a lot of stat boosting items. So you have to be really careful who you give them to. I might give the Angelic Robe to Lyn. I'm not gonna lie. You'll want to give the Angelic Robe to a unit that you are sure you want to use, and who maybe doesn't have a lot of HP. If you really like Florina, and you like how she's been going for you, even though I really need to get her another Slim Lance or an Iron Lance or something, even though the Iron Lance will weigh her down, that low constitution, she may be a good choice. Matthew's a good choice just because he doesn't get a lot of he gets a pretty good amount of HP, but he doesn't start with a lot. Maybe Urk, because you've liked the mage class so far and he doesn't have the greatest of HP growth. You can give it to Sarah because she has very little HP growth at 50, but you want to give it to her just in case she gets hit. The possibilities are endless. Just give the robe to who you feel would work out best. You can also hold on to it for a little while, but like Matthew said, it'll just sit there until you use it. It's something I have a hard time with, is deciding who to give the stat boosting items to, and there are several more of different types. There's a few more Angelic Robes, 2, maybe 3, that we can get throughout the game, but there are other stat boosting items like for strength and speed and other stats. Alright, let's move Lyn. You can visit this one. Captain of the Marquise's guard is a fellow named Rath. I've heard tell that he's a nomad from the plains of Sake. Odd considering how the Marquis so obviously hates the nomads. Guess the Marquis is pleased to have a nomad under his control. The ways of aristocrats are beyond my comprehension. Alright. Move forward. I don't think he moves, because he would have went and hit Will already. You can double him, Kent. Works for me. And goodbye. Because it's a generic soldier. And that gets Ken to level up. Res. Alright. We'll move Florina forward. She's going to use the door key to open this. And Will can move up there. Move there. Alright. Let's open the door with the door key, and you can see that there's another soldier right there. And you can see it uses the door key up, so it's gone. And actually, I should be having Ark move this way. Over here. And again, going to double the poor soldier. Goodbye. Alright. Sometimes units can talk to other units. You can get a little more information. Like Sarah can talk to Matthew.
I feel something. I feel it! Someone's staring at me. Must be some poor fool who's smitten with me. Alas, my beauty has rendered him speechless. Ah, I'm so cute it's almost criminal. What in the world is that woman doing here? I cannot let her find the passageway. And Lynn moves over here.
Now we could have Matthew attack the person. He'll do decently well, actually, all because of that speed, and because he has no defense. But he has that door key on him, right? Now it is green, which means that when somebody kills the poor soldier, he'll drop the door key. But there's something else that Matthew can do. Thieves can steal items from other characters. Like so. Now, there are several limits to steal. One, the thief has to be faster, aka have more speed, than the person they're stealing from. That's just the way it goes. Two, they can't steal any equipped weapon. I don't remember if they can steal weapons in this game. Sometimes thieves can steal weapons if they're not equipped. So you can't steal the weapon that the enemy has equipped and leave them defenseless. Sorry. You're not gonna cheese out any enemies that way. If they have a spare weapon or something, you may try to steal it. In some Fire Emblem games you can do that. Can't remember if you do that in this one. I think you can only steal items in Fire Emblem 7. Regardless, choose the item you want to steal. It'll be highlighted like door key is. If it's grayed out, you can't. Grab. And as long as you meet the prereq of I'm faster than you, and you're allowed to steal it, you will. There is no chance or anything. If you can steal it, you will. And just like that, hey, Matthew has a door key. Just like that. And you continue to wait there. Cut! I also like the way the thief attacks. Just lunges at you. Alright. Yeah, Link can get the kill. I really should give the kill to Matthew, and it's something you will want to do too. If you have an enemy at low HP, and you have a thief nearby, HP skill. Come on, Lynn. You can do better than that. I know you can. If you have a thief nearby that can get the kill, you'll want to feed the thief kills. Just because later on it will be it'll start to become harder and harder for them to do damage and harder for them to get kills. So I just wanted to make that clear now. Heal. Alright. You're gonna wait on that. You're gonna move up.
You along. Just along.
And we're gonna wait here. We're not gonna open the door because typically enemies on the other side won't do anything until you open the door. See, we can't even see inside. So we don't have to worry about it. So we'll wait. We can move well up. So we'll wait a turn and then open the door. That way everybody can move. Hello! That's the second trigger. Only one more. And this is why I had people wait here. Here we have the boss, Bull. He has a steel lance. One of Lord Lundgren's assassins, sent to kill Lyn. Now, Bull is a unit that we haven't seen yet. He is a knight. Heavily armored knights with stout defense but low speed. He's using a steel lance. It is the D-ranked lance. Steel is what's after iron, if you haven't figured that out from the axis. The steel lance has lower hit, with a hit of 70, a weight of 13. It's the biggest problem with Fire Emblem 7. The weapons are just so heavy. The characters really get slowed down by them. But it has a might of 10. 4 stronger than that of its iron brethren. Knights are the tanky unit of Fire Emblem. Although they typically have very low resistance, so they don't take magic attacks well, that's their weakness. They have extremely high defense to make up for it. Units that use swords, lances, even axes that use weapons that hit the defensive stat are going to have a tough time getting through a knight. Again, magic is their weakness. But just know that high defense is there. I like that. Alright, and there's the last switch. That may make you wonder, what's in here? We're going to use the door key and save the lockpick. Oh look, it's another treasure chest. Yep, you're reading that right. Lyn would do nothing. Zero. Zilch. There is the power of the of a knight's defense. That 10 defense is is definitely there staring you in the face. And he hits Lyn back for 15. First thing we want to do though is we want to kill the archer, so goodbye. However, there are a few ways to get past the bulky defense of a knight, don't worry. One, like I said, is to use magic. Very low resistance. Knights typically have extremely low resistance. Or at least lower than their defense. In this case, no resistance. There are a few other things you can use. Move up here. Is there anybody you need to heal or can heal? I guess you can heal Lyn. Go. Remember I said there was something special about the Mani Katti a few episodes ago. And I said I'd get to that when the time comes. The whole effective against Infiltrating, which isn't true. To some extent. Well, it's time to go over one of the special effect of the Mani Katti. It is effective against certain units. Remember how that Iron Sword was doing nothing? The Mani Katti will do 10 damage. The Mani Katti is effective against armored units. Making up for that, that huge defense he has. The Mani Katti will do 10 times 2. See how the Mani Katti is flashing? Now, of course, it's still losing in the weapon triangle because lances beat swords. But when a weapon flashes like that, it means it's super effective against that unit. Bows will flash when aimed at archers. They're very effective against them with the automatic critical thing. Here it's not an automatic critical, it's just that you do a lot of bonus damage against armored units. Now I'm not going to have Lyn swing, but Lyn is going to stand here with the Mani Katti equipped.
Bah! Lindrison or Cadre. When you arrive, no matter, I shall deal with you.
One. Done.
Lord Lundgren.
And that's the power of the Mani Katti. But we're not leaving yet. Inside this chest you find an Armor Slayer. An Armor Slayer. Just as the name suggests, Armor Slayers are useful against knights in armor. You want to know something? You need to give weapons to those who can wield them. Otherwise, just a waste of a perfectly good weapon. Take this blade. I mean, I can use it, but I'm not too strong, and I just hate being counterattacked. Anyway, think strategically about who you give weapons to. If you get a weapon or staff you can't use, don't worry. Other members of your party might be able to wield them. Items you cannot use appear in gray text. Try trading these items to others in your group. Don't forget, you can only trade items with one character at a time. This is an Armor Slayer. It is a D-ranked sword. It has the same text as Lyn's Mani Katti, effective against infantry. But again, that's misleading. It's effective against armored units. The Armor Slayer has 18 uses, a weight of 11, and a might of 8, and a pretty good hit at 80. The Armor Slayer will blink, just like it did for Lyn and her Mani Katti, against armored units, the knights. And with that, it'll do a ton of damage to them. There are all kinds of Slayer weapons you'll find throughout Fire Emblem. This is just one example. The Armor Slayer is, just like you said, effective against armor units, and you'll do a lot more damage to them than you will using just a typical sword of equal strength. Slayer weapons are very effective if you use them correctly, aka you use them against the unit they're weak to. Keep Slayer weapons in mind. You'll get a few of them throughout your journey. Use them when you need to. Just like I used the Mani Katti with Lyn to cut that enemy down. Thanks, Lyn. Before we bring this chapter to a close, we're gonna heal Lyn up. You are going to give Will your short bow. And I think that's all the trading I can do for now. I need to trade the Angelic Robe and Armor Slayer to somebody, but that'll come, I guess, the beginning of the next chapter. Yeah.
So this is the final one. We should be good to go. Here it is, Cendril, the hidden passageway. Good work. We'll let Rath take over from here.
Ah, it's Rath. You've done well. What a performance.
Sir, if you have praise, it should be given to this group.
Who are you?
My name is Lindis. I'm pleased you're well.
Ah, it's you. You're Marquis Kalen's. Leave us, Rath. I would speak with this girl. Now,
Lady Lindis, do you know the identity of those responsible for this uproar?
I believe it to be the work of my granduncle, Lundgren.
That's exactly right, which means my castle has been damaged in your family's petty inheritance dispute.
My apologies.
When I heard that Lady Madeline's daughter was in trouble, I thought to lend my assistance. I find I've changed my mind. I withdraw my offer. Marquis Araphen, you gave me your word, my lord! Your name is Kent, is it not? You failed to inform me of one most vital detail. What do you mean? This girl does resemble Lady Madeline, but I didn't expect to see her so tainted with the blood of Sake.
What?
Did you feel the Marquis of Kalen would be troubled to meet this nomadic mongrel? You! Sane, hold! My apologies, my Lord Marquis. Your man is poorly disciplined. Marquis Araphen, please, if you would grace us with your aid. I hear Marquis Kalen is ill and abed. I question whether he will survive to meet this girl, in which case his brother Lundgren will claim his title, and I certainly wish to avoid trouble with the coming Marquis. You scheming... Sane!
I understand. Kent, Sane, we take our leave at once.
Milady Lindis, we...
I am proud of the Sake blood that runs through my veins. I will not accept aid from one who disparages my heritage.
That was well done, milady. Marquise is a lout, and I could think of several other words that I would like to call him, but... and I'll hold my tongue. Don't worry about anything. We're all here for you. Yep. I sure am. Isn't that so, Kent? I beg your forgiveness.
Why are you apologizing, Kent?
I've been so concerned with seeing you to Kalen. I failed to take your feelings into account.
Is that it? Trouble yourself no more. You have put my safety above all else. I have seen that. Hold your head up and be proud.
Milady Lindis. And there is no, for a true knight like Kent, there is no greater compliment than that. Arrogant child. If she had but shed a single tear, I would have granted her request. We Lycian nobles will never understand those prideful savages. Are those your true feelings toward the nomads of Sake, my lord? What? Oh, Rath! I didn't see you there. My comments do not reflect on you. You're my captain. I'm proud of your service. Of course. As long as we bend our knee to you, you care not where we're from. But when an equal comes from my lands, what conceit? Rath, how can you speak to me like that? I've treated you well, have I not? I've paid you well, I've treated you better than your kind deserves. You will never understand. My service ends here.
The Marquis of Araphen. He said my grandfather was ill. We must hurry to Kalen.
As we approach Kalen, Lundgren's obstacles will be more difficult to overcome. However, I vowed to see you through to the end, milady.
I'm counting on you, Kent.
I'm counting on you to get more than rest, too. You can see why I like Kent so much. The RNG is just not favoring him. I'm with you, too.
Thank you, Sane.
And me.
Cendril, thank you for always standing at my side.
It's my pleasure.
It's because of all of you that I will persevere. They will never break my spirit. Rath! What is it? What are you...
I overheard the Marquis talking to himself. Lyn of the Lorca, proud daughter of Sake. I would join you. I would add my strength to yours.
Really?
And this, I want you to take it.
This is... gold? It's too much. I can't accept it.
I have no need for it, and if it will help you.
But...
I cannot take back something once offered.
Rath, I thank you.
Money! Get 5,000 gold. Should be useful to outfit the troop. And with that, we'll bring this lengthy chapter to a close. Sorry. I kind of got wrapped up in all the explanations and everything. So this will be a really long one. In the future, I'll try to keep them shorter, and the chapters will be broken up into a few parts if need be. But there was a lot to go over, and sometimes there is a lot to go over, especially in these tutorial chapters. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a lot of fun. As we have two new people. We have Matthew the Thief and Rath the Nomad. Again, I just want to emphasize, Rath is a good unit. Don't be afraid to try him out. It's more of a thing that he's just not worked for me in the past. It's more of a personal thing. Regardless, that ends chapter 6. Until the next episode, again, hope you had a lot of fun. One last note, remember to keep the things like the Mani Katti special ability and the armor breaker, the armor's layer in mind. They'll be really handy, as you saw, against units they're weak to. Until chapter 7, I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.